Hey, what's up everybody? This month we have the Star Wars themed Zooms. And there are 3 lucky Zooms this month, or at least in the very beginning. At the very end of the month, we're actually going to have a total of 5 lucky Zooms, or different versions of the Star Wars themed Zooms. The first one we have is Master Luke, the second is Ben Kenobi, and the third is Mace Windu. I ended up getting my first themed Zoom on the 6th opening with Ben Kenobi. Although he's not the best one, I just thought that I was pretty good because last month my drop rates were really good as well, so I thought that I was going to be getting something similar, but that was not the case. My drop rates were really bad this month, and honestly I spent so much coins early on. I think that if I didn't have that many coins, I'd be really disappointed in the drop rates for myself this month. However, I did get my first Master Luke on my 18th box. The Master Luke is actually the one you do want. Out of all of them, Master Luke is the best Zooms to get, just because he has the coolest animation, at least I think so, and his ability is the most useful. I did end up getting Mace Windu at box 24. Unfortunately, in my opinion, Mace Windu is the least useful one out of all of them. Not great for coins and not great for missions. I think that if you were trying to get one, you definitely want to target Master Luke. And I think that generally you could look at the drop rates and see which one is more useful, because as you can tell, Master Luke has a drop rate, at least for me, and these numbers are going to be different for everyone depending on if you have maxed out any other Zooms before. Because if you maxed out on one of the Zooms in the premium box, you're not going to be getting that Zoom ever again in the box because it's already maxed out. Therefore, it should increase your drop rate for all of the other Zooms. And for me, I did have about 3 or 4 Zooms that were maxed out already. So my Master Luke drop rate was at 6.32, and Ben Kenobi at 8.43, and same with Master Windu, also at 8.43. If you are trying to get a Zoom here, one of these 3, definitely go for Master Luke. I really like his animation. For coin purposes, it's pretty decent. It's not going to be Jedi Luke or anything amazing like that. But out of these 3, definitely Master Luke for coins is going to be the best. And for combo wise, Master Luke is good for combo missions. And if you are trying to get one of these Zooms for the purpose of making this month's event easier to complete, you might want to rethink that and not waste your coins on trying to get these Zooms to a useful level. So for example, if you have Cinderella, Gaston, or Jedi Luke, essentially you can blast through this month's event if you use one of these characters. You really don't need any of these Zooms to get you to the Platinum Pin. If you want to invest this month on a Zoom, you might want to get Goodnight Pooh in the pickup capsule that's going on right now. If you don't have Jedi Luke, you may need to invest in Master Luke, because there is going to be an event, or not an event, but one of the missions that if you are trying to get the Platinum Pin, you are required to get 8 million points in one play. That is pretty difficult if you don't have a high scoring Zoom. So if you don't have Zooms like Gaston, Cinderella, Jedi Luke at a pretty high level, you may struggle a little bit on that mission. There aren't really that many hard missions this month, so you should be able to get your Platinum Pin relatively easy. But if you get stuck on any missions, I'm more than happy to give you some suggestions on which Zooms to use. So if you're struggling with any of the missions, definitely just leave a comment in the comments box. I'm more than happy to try to help you with this month's missions. So at this point, I've pretty much spent over 3 million coins already. I'm close to 4 million. And my drop rates for Master Luke was below 5%. I just got one there, so now I'm at 6. But for both Ben Kenobi and Mace Windu is way below what was advertised. I'm at 4% for Ben Kenobi and 3% for Mace Windu. So for this month, I did really poorly on the drop rates. I wonder how everyone else did. If you could share with me if you know what your drop rates are. I'm really interested in knowing if it really comes down to the month's events or it's just a personal luck. Because for example, last month for the Lion King event, I did really well on the drop rates, but for this month, everything was just struggling. Actually, I should have quit at this point, not only because my drop rates were bad, it's just because these Zooms aren't really worth getting, in my opinion. Other than that, if you are a huge Star Wars fan and you really want to max them out, you should. But from a usefulness, you definitely don't need to get them. So let's put aside that the Zooms aren't that great compared to what's currently released. There are reasons why you should get these Zooms though. Because at the end of this month, there is going to be a score challenge that's going to be broken up into 3 different groups. In Group A, you're going to have Mace Windu, Jedi Training Rey, Han Solo in Group A. In Group B, you're going to have Anakin Skywalker, Master Luke, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. In Group C, you're going to have Padme Amidala, Ben Kenobi, and Finn. If you are planning on participating in the score challenge, you may want to get some of these Zooms at a pretty high level for that reason, especially if you don't have any of the other Zooms that are currently out. If you get the Zooms from this month's event, then you'll for sure be able to participate in this month's score challenge. So maybe for that reason, that's why you would want to level up your Zoom, but I don't know if that's gonna get me personally excited for the prizes, but I might be interested in getting the pin because the pin is pretty exclusive and it does hold a pretty high status in my opinion. So when I see other players with them, I think it's pretty cool to have a score challenge pin or platinum pin. So maybe for that reason, you might want to try to get some of these Zooms to a pretty high level, and you might want to start getting them to a higher score level so that way that they earn higher scores. I think in Group B, it's gonna be Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. It's gonna be the highest scorer. So if you have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you may want to start leveling that character up preemptively before the score challenge comes. Although I don't find any of these 3 characters exciting for this month, I think that they did a really good job on this month's missions. I think all the animation and all the sound effects are really cool, and it gave me that interest in Star Wars. I know that there are a lot of fans out there that really love Star Wars, so if you are a huge Star Wars fan, I think that you're definitely gonna love this month's event. Even for me, not a huge Star Wars fan per se, I still thought that the sound effects and all the animation are really cool for this month, and seeing all the characters in a cartoon format is pretty cool. So I think that they did a really good job in that case, although the Zooms aren't that great. But maybe at the very end, Anakin Skywalker or Padme Amidala will be a surprise. Maybe those 2 Zooms will be better. So maybe for next month, I will do this lucky time drop rate calculation at the very end to see if it's any better towards the end of the month. Mathematically, it shouldn't because it's randomly generated, but who knows, maybe there is something in the code in the back end that actually make it easier to get towards the end maybe. So maybe I'll explore that next month, but hopefully I won't need any of these characters for next month's missions. At the very end, I ended up with 12 Master Luke, 22 Ben Kenobis, and 22 Mace Windus. And now looking back at it, I really shouldn't have gone this far with these characters. My drop rate for Master Luke was 3.94, and then 7.89 for both Ben Kenobi and Mace Windu, and really wasn't worth it. As you can see, far below of what was guaranteed. If you liked the video, please give this video a thumbs up, and my personal goal right now is really just to hit 100 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I will cover more Tsum Tsum content here in the future and cover any leaks or do some character demos, whatever you like, just let me know. I'll try to feature one of them in my future videos. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe.